Hey folks, TJ here, and I'm back with another video as part of my Dream Opponent series. Now, this week, it took me some time to think about who I wanted to do, and after much thought, I decided, let's do Eddie Guerrero. Why not? The great Eddie Guerrero. Alright, and pretty much I actually narrowed it down to actually perfectly 10 Dream Opponents who I think would do justice to with Eddie Guerrero, or pretty much pull off a good match, actually. And of course, this is not based on popularity. I've mentioned this before. It's not based on popularity or their accomplishments. It's based on their ability and whether or not they can actually tell a story in the ring. Okay? So, with that in mind, here's my 10 things. But first, let me give a quick introduction. If you don't know who Eddie Guerrero is, well, then get the hell off this channel if you don't know who he is. Okay? Eddie Guerrero was born Eduardo Guerrero in El Paso, Texas. He is the youngest of the legendary Guerrero family. He was trained by his father, the late great Gory Guerrero. He would train mostly in Mexico and Japan, but eventually those two countries he would hone his craft. But eventually he would work his way to the States and debut in Extreme Championship Wrestling. And then he would work up to WCW and then to WWE, capturing we're not the Grand Slam Championship. Yes, holding 4 big major titles. Okay, including the Tag Team Championship, the Intercontinental Championship, the World Championship, and the European Championship. All right, yeah. So those are the titles that he's held. Okay, so and then of course eventually the biggest upset in his career would obviously be against the Beast Incarnate Brock Lesnar in 2004 when he beat him in No Way Out to become the WWE Championship, and not only that, he would become the lightest champion, believe it or not, at only roughly 220 pounds. Yeah, think about that. That's pretty cool, actually. And but then, of course, it just goes to show that dreams do come true, and he can become a world-class wrestler, actually. And of course, obviously, the tragedy would strike, and in November of 2005, he was found dead in his hotel room. He had collapsed of a heart failure, and of course, possibly from his personal demons. But of course, I don't want to talk about that. But of course, let's just acknowledge the fact that Guerrero was one of the greatest high flyers, and like he was the most entertaining wrestler ever in the company's history. Right? Okay, but now the way, let's hop into who I think are 10 potential opponents. Okay, so without any further ado, let's kick things off with number 10 with Alberto Del Rio, or Alberto El Patron, depending on what company you're watching. Okay. Now I know what you're thinking. Okay, so that's good. That's a good way to start. Let's think about this. Okay, El Patron is also from a Mexican family as well. Very big in heritage and lucha as well. His father was Dos Caras Sr., okay? Who eventually competed under the mask as Dos Caras Jr., and believe it or not, his uncle was Hall of Famer Mil Mascaras. So yeah, there's your royalty right there, actually. And of course, both of them obviously adept in lucha and the American styles, and there you go. I would see something pretty cool happening there. But of course, the really cool key thing to these two wrestlers is their submission fighting. Obviously, think about this: Guerrero has the gory special. The Del Rio has the cross arm breaker, and there's a little bit of edge to Del Rio, actually, because believe it or not, he was also trained in martial arts, actually. So I could kind of see a little bit of edge if these two were ever clash. That would be pretty cool, just to see who really is the most dominant family in professional wrestling. Like, is it from the Dos Caras family or the Guerrero family? That would be pretty cool. It's like pretty much it's a battle of heritage, in my opinion, is what I'm seeing. And yeah, that would be pretty cool. Well, I would love to see that happen. Yeah. Moving on, number 9. This is gonna be an interesting one. Negro Casas. If you don't know who Negro Casas is, then I'd say brush up on your history. Okay, if you don't know who Negro Casas is, Negro Casas, as always, just like Del Rio, also comes from a family. His father was Pepe Casas, okay? His brothers, believe it or not, are Heavy Metal and Felino, actually. Yeah, two our wrestlers from Mexico were luchadors. Both of them wore masks. Negro Casas never wore a mask, but he was still one of the most popular guys. And he still is wrestling. He's wrestled for almost, you're looking at 4 decades worth of wrestling right there. And believe it or not, without him, guys like Guerrero, guys like Chris Jericho wouldn't have a career, believe it or not. And believe it or not, like, he kind of inspired them, like, or innovated, made their wrestling style better, actually. And think about it. Without Negro Casas, Jericho would have never had the Lion Salt. Yeah, think about that. So, in a word, I can kind of see, it's pretty much like watching a predecessor of Eddie Guerrero, kind of. That would be pretty cool. Yeah, Negro Casas and Guerrero, yeah, that would be pretty cool. But wait, hold on, let me stop there right from one. Technically, these two did face off against each other, but only in Japan, but never in a one-on-one match, because during a Japan tour back in the 90s, they competed mostly in tag matches, actually, against each other. But yeah, that would be pretty cool just to see those two just face off against one another in a clean one-on-one match, okay? Excuse me for a sec. Always have a bottle of water nearby, okay? So, yeah, there you go. That's another dream match right there. Moving on to number 8. Now I know what you think about this one. Jeff Jarrett. Okay, I've said this in my last video about Nigel McGuinness, okay? He can take anyone in the ring and can make him look good, whether it's young or more experienced guy as a Guerrero. But let's see. If you rewind about a couple years, technically, yeah, they would kind of still have the same experience at one point, technically. But actually, believe it or not, Jarrett and Guerrero have faced off against one another on one occasion. But the match in DQ was on WCW Nitro of January 1997, actually, okay? Match in a DQ, and nothing happened. But eventually it would team up for some reason. Yeah, on 2 or 3 occasions. Yeah, interesting dynamic there. But we never saw a rematch. It was like, what happened? Obviously, WCW ruined everything. Ha! So, yeah, I would love to see something like that happen. Of course, what it boils down to is obviously the different styles, the clash of the American style and the Lucha style. That'd be pretty cool. Not to mention, Guerrero gets the high flyer's edge, but of course they both have similar ground game. But let me point something out here. Jeff Jarrett has the figure 4. Let me point something out here. Anybody can pick up the figure 4 and adapt in their own way. So, in a way, the gory special kind of gets the edge in this kind of situation. You kind of think about that. So, yeah. So, why not? Why not? Also, well, Redemption saying, yeah, this is for payback for turn on me, mother effer. So, all right. So that's 8. So that's another potential dream match. Number 7, okay. I'm probably going to get a little heat for this, and probably why. Tito Santana. All right, yeah. Why Tito Santana? Okay, here's the reason why, okay? Let's take out the credentials for a moment. And let's focus on the similarities. Both Guerrero and Santana both grew up in Texas. Yes, they both of Spanish or Mexican descent, technically. They both, believe it or not, debuted and start out as pseudo tag team competitors and eventually move to singles competition. And then eventually they both won the Intercontinental Championship. So yeah. So that's one thing we can look at. Yeah. So, but here's also an interesting thing I got to point out about Tito Santana. He went to the same college as Dory Funk Jr., Terry Funk, Dusty Rhodes, Stan Hansen, and Ted DiBiase. So, yeah. Notice a trend there. So, yeah, that's kind of interesting. Although, I don't know, did Guerrero go to college? But that's not the point. But anyway, yeah, I would definitely see that. And with that Tito Santana technically was essentially like the first Mexican-American wrestler to ever compete for the WWE, technically. So, without Santana, guys like Guerrero, guys like Chavo, or hell, even Del Rio or Sin Cara would never be in WWE because Vince saw something in Tito and he pretty much brought essentially a more cultural aspect to the show. The split with the Spanish announcer team. Think about that. So yeah, that'd be pretty cool. Like the guy that without him, none of those guys would have been famous. That would be pretty cool. Obviously, they're both 5. Well, yeah, I've seen Tito Santana fly. I've seen him come off the top with a flying cross body or high cross, whatever you want to call it. And of course, the famous flying forearm, which gets me every time. I enjoy that move. And of course, what it comes down to is their mat game, their game. I've said this about Jeff Jarrett. Santana also does a figure 4, but of course, like I've said, anyone can pick up a figure 4 and adapt it into their own way. So my edge would go to Guerrero, but then again, I would kind of see a little bit of a pseudo high flyers fray. But what the heck? Just make him look good, and there you go. Right there. Another dream match. Number 6, Adrian Neville. Holy hot damn. Let's think about that for a moment. The man that gravity forgot against Latino Heat. Holy shit. Come on. Think about that. The frog splash against the Red Arrow? I would never see the light of day. I would love to see that happen. Come on. They're essentially, this is truly the biggest high flyers fray I would love to pay money to see. And probably won't ever happen. And of course, I would love to see Guerrero bring the best out of Adrian Neville. Pretty much, yeah. I've seen Neville. He's good. Good. He's hot. He's a hot commodity right now. No, but I can definitely see someone like an Eddie Guerrero like try to bring the best out of Adrian Neville. No, but of course, then again, I've seen the Sami Zayn Neville fights. Of course, they brought the best out of each other there. But I think seeing Guerrero and Neville, that I would definitely see a true high flyers fray and a true clinic right then and there between those two, if that ever saw the light of day. And yeah, come on, the Red Arrow, come on, against the Frog Splash. That what it boils down to. Forget their ground game. Forget anything else. It comes down to how well they can take to the air. Right. So it's about a fight. Number 5, Sami Zayn. All right. Now I know what you're thinking. Why I put Sami Zayn over Adrian Neville? Okay. Let's see. Technically, Sami Zayn also was famous as a luchador as well. El Generico, as you all know. He's also well adept in not only the Canadian style of wrestling, and he's also familiar with the lucha style. Okay, that's why he was known as the generic luchador. So, and he was one of the most entertaining guys. So, and of course, like I've said this earlier on, like I've seen a little bit of Eddie Guerrero in almost any of those high flyers, like Sami Zayn, like Neville, like even AJ Styles. I see a little bit of Guerrero in almost every one of them. So I would definitely see those two like go at it. That would be pretty cool. Just to see Zayn and Guerrero just fight and just duke it out, just go out and fight on the outside, take to the sky, everything. That to me would be essentially be like a true clinic of both the American, the luchador, and a little bit of the Canadian style. If you kind of think about that, all right. Number 4, Shawn Michaels. Holy hot damn. There we go. That's another true dream match. Come on, the show stealer. Come on. Against the Latino, that's something I would never saw the light of day. I would totally see something like that. And once again, it all comes down to heritage and the fact that they're both from the Lone Star State. Shawn Michaels from San Antonio, Guerrero from El Paso, two different sides of the freaking state. Totally, yeah. If I would see a match like that would totally reinvigorate Texas wrestling, actually. And of course, I want that's a subject for another day. I don't want to talk much about that, but then again, that would be pretty cool. They're both high flyers. They're both massive fighters. They're both technical sounding guys. I can definitely see it happening. Okay, and I've seen Shawn Michaels in the ring with other guys, including Bret Hart. Actually, well, of course, technically, Bret Hart is the man that made Shawn Michaels awesome. Actually, if you think about that, the Iron Man match from WrestleMania 12. So yeah, think about that. So like, take all that. And you would pull it into the ring, and you can see some magic happening. That would be that would speak volumes, saying, "Holy hell, Guerrero and Michaels! That's something I would never see." Yeah, pretty awesome. Number 3, Daniel Bryan. Come on. All right, think about this. If I mention Shawn Michaels, then I would have to mention Daniel Bryan, a prodigy of Shawn Michaels, if you will, against Eddie Guerrero. And of course, my opinion, the edge would kind of go towards Daniel Bryan, if you kind of think about it, because he's also well adept in submission fighting, the UFC, the MMA stuff. So be kind of like a similar to what if he would take on Del Rio or El Patron, but then again, yeah, Daniel Bryan and Guerrero, I can definitely see something happening there, but also throwing the high flying aspect. And of course, Daniel Bryan's like no nonsense, style. That would be pretty cool. And of course, but like I said, Daniel Bryan's more adept in more submission fighting, not just the lapel lock, not just heel locks and all that. Think about the cow mutilation. So yeah. Well, of course, think about this. Guerrero, not only does he have the Gory Special, he also has the lasso from El Paso, that modified Texas Cloverleaf, where it was. It's devastating if you kind of think about it. So yeah. So pretty much, it's essentially like a student versus a master kind of concept, but yeah, kind of, or like a pioneer versus a or like the next generation guy. It's pretty much a clash of ages or youth or experience, right then and there. I would see that happen. Yeah. If that ever saw light of day. But of course, I think both Guerrero and Daniel Bryan might have been in at least one company at one point, but they never faced each other. But of course, would take a genius to say, hey, Daniel Bryan is something. Put him in the ring with anybody, the magic will happen. So there you go. Number 2, Dolph Ziggler. Okay, now I know what you're thinking. Okay, Dolph Ziggler. Yeah, yes, you're noticing a trend here. Yeah, let's see. I put him in a dream match against Nigel McGuinness in my last video. So, yeah, come on. Dolph Ziggler is phenomenal in the ring, okay? He can pull off moves beautifully. He can make our guys look good. And truly, in true fashion, that's what the whole purpose of the game is. Try to make everyone look good. And definitely, yeah, that'd be pretty cool. See Guerrero face Ziggler. Both of them are adept in five flying. They're both pure, essentially pure wrestlers. They're both pure athletes. And what boils down to is just that, actually. So, yeah, yes. And technically, like guys like him, guys like Guerrero would never make anybody else on this list what they were. Like, not just, like making them good characters in the ring, like being able to be good storytellers, and that's what the Dolph Ziggler can do here. Okay, especially against Eddie Guerrero. All right, so yeah, that's that. But now here comes my number one pick, and that is the phenomenal AJ Styles. Yes, now I know what you're thinking. The phenomenal AJ Styles? Yes, I've said it before. A couple times already. Right. I've seen a little bit of Guerrero in each and every one of them. But what I see in AJ Styles is like he takes what Guerrero has and just multiplies it. Well, yeah, I could say that and just think about it. He's been all over the world. He's phenomenal at what he does. He's great at what he does. And that's what Guerrero essentially was trying to do. I can definitely see those two coming together and having an amazing clinic. Not just high flying, not just mat game, just being able to just go out there and put on a show, okay? And let's see. The Edge, let's see. It'd be hard to tell. I would definitely say the Edge would definitely go Guerrero. They're both, let's see. Actually, believe it or not, Styles does have a frog splash, but he modified it in his own way, so that's pretty cool. And then, of course, it comes down to the Styles Clash, which, of course, some people I've been told that's starting to become a banned move or like a career-ending move. I don't think so. Say what you can about AJ Styles. He truly is amazing, and just being in the ring with a guy like Eddie Guerrero, a guy that, believe it or not, without him, guys like him would never have a career. And believe it or not, without guys like Eddie Guerrero, the X Division, say what you want about TNA, even though I've been silent about this, even though it's dead. Believe it or not, without Guerrero, the X Division would never been where it was. Okay, or the Cruiserweights, or that's what the Lucha Libre style is all about, or Eddie Guerrero style. That's what all about. It's all about putting on a show, technical ground game, and also being able to fly. That's what makes people say, ooh, that's the wow factor when it comes to wrestling. But with AJ Styles, he takes what Guerrero has and just makes it better. And of course, that would be pretty cool. Just watching a guy that innovated AJ Guerrero style against the predecessor, that would be pretty cool. Like I said right there, true, unbelievable magic. That would totally happen if it would happen. But sadly, as you know, Guerrero's no longer with us. But I know he's happy somewhere because seriously. Seriously, his legacy is still going on today. Okay, so excuse my voice actually. So those are my picks. Let me know what you think. Let me know what you think about this list. If there's anyone that I missed, let me know. So that's it for today. If there's anybody you want me to do next, just leave a comment. Let me know what you want me to do next. Okay. So with that in mind, take care, folks, and keep it tuned here for more stuff. All right.